WAME, 92.9 W225BD, Statesville.
Live from the Randy Marion Studios on Signal Hill in Statesville, this is the Sports Recap Show with Brian Suarez, Harry Nostrant, and Mark Covert.
It's 7 o'clock on a Tuesday. You know what that means. 04. Yeah, that too. It's the Sports Recap Show here on 92.9 WAME. Brought to you by our friends at the Charlotte Checkers and Randy Marion. I am Harry Nostrant, joined by my good buddies and cohorts, Brian the Professor Suarez, the rookie, Mark Covert.
Yes, sir.
On the board, back from his little I don't feel good hiatus. How hard is his job? He barely has to talk during the show. Like, honestly.
I don't know. It was rough.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna go down to a whisper at this point because there's no hockey on the outline.
Or it might be that Billy was spying on us last week.
Could have been that too. Could have been that
Undercover
too.
boss.
Secret mission.
Not so undercover.
Boss.
Undercover, not so undercover. You know.
Yeah.
Billy could decorate himself as a lawn gnome and we would know it. So I mean, here you go. Anyway, back from his little break.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
We've got Bryce the Commander Davis. And as always, our trusty steed.
Big Steve.
Big Steve.
Big Steve.
Big Steve. Fresh from wait, you were here last week, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Okay, I thought you were somewhere
Fresh
last
from
week.
being here last week.
Yeah, fresh from being
Fresh
here.
from another week in America.
Fresh from Chick-fil-A. Fresh from
Another week in America.
Fresh from Chick-fil-A. By the way, if you go to Chick-fil-A, you're here in Statesville, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you see a big smiling face, and his name is Steve, and he looks like an offensive lineman that could play for the freaking Carolina Panthers. Why don't you give Steve a hi? Give him a big old hello.
Steve, give us your best my pleasure.
It's my pleasure.
There you go.
Oh,
That's
wow.
classic.
Even
That's
to
great.
the country out. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Hey,
that was-
good job. They got you
Yep.
trained.
Wait a minute.
bro.
Hold on. Hold on.
He's conditioned.
Steve, I would like a bottle of Chick-fil-A sauce. What do you say to that?
Yes, sir. I'll get it right out to you.
Yes, sir. I like it. All right. Well, anyway, we are here to bring you your sports headlines of the week. We are going to talk some baseball, some NBA, and some just general and sports topics, and probably just some BS because we do that from time to time. But
Typical.
yeah, but as always, we start with some birthdays and trivia, which thanks to Mark and Harry, we have trivia.
Yeah.
Do
And
you
here's the other
have
thing.
birthdays?
Yeah, there's not many. That's
Okay.
the thing. The birthdays are dwindling.
Hey,
you
man,
know,
dog
like-
days of summer right
I
here.
know, the dog days of
What do they
summer.
call
All right,
this?
I
The
only
dead
got-
period?
I only
He's
got
close
two.
to it.
I only
Yeah.
got two.
What you got?
So one of them is Rune Arledge. You know who he is? Mark,
Absolutely
Mark probably
not.
does, right?
Well, hold on.
No.
No. He Steelers, right?
No.
No, okay. I thought he was part of
He's
it.
a TV person. He's a executive producer. He produced. I believe he came up with the idea for the Wide World of Sports on ABC, and
Disney?
actually, I think he was the first executive producer of Monday Night Football.
It did lead to Disney's World of Sports.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Kind of.
not far off.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of him. I thought I had. I thought this guy was something to do with the
I'm
Steelers.
surprised. I thought Mark might know who that was.
It probably just slipped my mind.
All right, and then the other one is,
I feel
and
bad.
Mark will be happy about this one. The other one is Jack Lambert. You know who he is?
Yeah. Everything every linebacker aspires to be.
Hall of Famer, 4-time Super Bowler,
Doesn't sound like AJ
6-time
Hawk.
first-team All-Pro, and 9-time Pro Bowl player
All
from the
with-
Pittsburgh Steelers.
All without those blessed two front teeth of his.
What's
So you could hear him coming. You heard a whistle from behind you.
Uh-oh, that's
I'm
a
a-
train coming.
I'm
right?
gonna catch you, silly wabbit.
Terrifying. Horrifying.
Probably one of the best linebackers in NFL history.
He's
Undoubtedly.
He definitely has that reputation.
At the very least, has one of the greatest Sports Illustrated covers of all time.
Oh, is that the one where he's got no again the teeth?
No teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Hey, listen.
the
That's
one.
it for the birthdays. We're getting slim pickings here. I might have to expand and go include Monday and Wednesday.
Pickens is in Dallas now. So watch
That's
yourself.
true too. Yeah, and his name's not, and he's not slim either.
Well, it could be George Slim Pickens.
I mean, he's not big, man. He's pretty
Okay.
scrawny. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right.
Watching him try to fight people last.
So
3
Mark
years, I would
says he
know.
has trivia. Does
Uh,
Harry
we
have
both
trivia?
do.
Does you
Or
got
is Harry currently trying to find his trivia?
No, I was sharing the feed. You
Oh,
can go.
that's
You can go first with your trivia though.
All right, fellers.
Fellers,
Brace yourself. Because
This
it's
is-
baseball.
this is not a drill.
Let's get after it. All right, fellas. 3 Cubs, 3 players in Chicago Cubs history have hit 3 home runs in a single game versus the Cardinals. This happened last Friday on July 4th by Michael Bush. Can you
Okay.
tell me who the other 2 players are? I will give you the years.
Okay.
Okay. One of them was 2003.
Sammy Sosa.
No.
Okay.
The other one, you do know who this one is from 2003. The other one might be a Brian special. 1939.
Okay, 2003, Moises Alou.
That's 2003. Moises Alou hit 3 home runs in a single game against the Cardinals.
And
Mr.
the other one.
Mr. I don't use batting gloves and I pee on my hands.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
All right.
there
And
you
so
go.
the other one was
Moises?
done in 1939.
1939. To
I'm
speed
gonna-
along the process, I might give you the. Well, go ahead.
No, hold on. I'm gonna guess
Brian
that
probably
it
watched
was
this kid growing up.
Hack Wilson.
No. But the first letter in the first name is correct.
HW. Oh, wait.
First name. Here.
The
Okay, I
first
thought you said
letter
first-
in the
it's
first name.
First
So it
name
begins
is
with an
a-
H.
It begins with an
So-
H.
okay.
Begins with an
Harold
H.
Raines.
Nope.
Who's another famous Cub?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not even sure if he's a famous Cub.
I've got nothing.
I don't know. My best guess would have been Hack Wilson.
It is none other than Hank Lieber,
Nope. Have no idea who he is.
1939, and then Moises Alou in 2003. Before 22 years later, Michael Bush did it this year.
July 4th.
All 3 of those performances, 3 home runs against the Cardinals, have come on July 4th.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's
If you're the
crazy.
Cardinals, you don't want to be playing
You
the
don't
Cubs.
want to play the
Oh my
Cubs.
God, we're playing the Cubs again on July the 4th. Are you kidding me?
The pitcher there is just like, really?
Yeah, I'm putting a bet on the best batter
Somebody.
to hit
I'm
3
gonna
home
hit
runs.
somebody. That's pretty amazing.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I got.
Oh, you set up like you had one. Do you have one?
No.
Oh,
I'm just saying,
it's
all right. Next
All right.
on to Harry.
All right, fellers. We're gonna do a little game here. We're just gonna go to kind of each person. You're a Steel or a Panthers fan, right?
Yeah.
You're a Panthers fan.
Yep.
You're a Commanders fan.
Yep.
Steelers fan. I got everyone covered. All right, Mark. Can you tell me the worst loss in Steelers franchise history? And by worst loss, I'm not talking about that one stings. I'm talking about the biggest margin of
point
defeat.
differential?
Yep.
Am I like just guessing the differential or the score?
If you can guess the score, that'd be great. But I mean, you can guess the differential if you want,
Oh.
and the opponent if you can.
Man,
No cheating.
I'm not. I'm losing a calculator to see what the point differential would be.
I'm gonna say it had been pretty bad because the
Bryson,
Steelers.
stay off your phone.
The
I'm
Steelers,
not- I'm
the
not-
Steelers are pretty
I'm
early
not-
on were pretty bad, like for a while. Man, I'm gonna say this is gonna sound so weird, 61-5, and I don't know why, but the Giants are screaming to me.
Well, if that was in fact a score, that'd be impressive. That is not correct on either count.
Okay.
What I'm about to tell you is going to sting twice, Mark. Your worst loss in franchise history was 51-0.
Mm.
And it was at the hands of the Cleveland Browns in 1989. Largest
we were
margin
pretty
of
bad then.
largest margin of victory for the Brown Steelers rivalry. Chuck Noll said is the worst loss he's ever seen as a coach. So
It wasn't long after that Chuck Noll wasn't the head coach anymore.
I'll go ahead and give you mine since I can't quiz myself. Patriots worst loss to a 1972 Miami Dolphins team.
Mm.
Anybody know anything about that team?
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Everything 07 Patriots wanted to be.
Yep. They beat us 52-0. So
Wow.
we won. Hey, we bested you by 1 point.
Congratulations.
All right, Panthers fans. Worst loss in franchise history.
Steve, you got a guess?
I don't know.
This will be pretty interesting.
We,
There's
it
a lot
hasn't
of
really
them.
been that bad.
Can you?
over
I'm
the-
gonna.
Maybe he means score.
I'm
like
gonna
the score,
say.
like they had a score. You go first.
But
All
before,
right.
before they say it, is it before or after the year 2000?
Yes.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna say it was, and I don't know the team, and I am kind of guessing. I'm gonna say it was Hey, it was 52-3.
By
I think I know who I want to say, but I don't think it's
Was
right.
that
well,
correct?
that's how you guess.
No, but it's really close.
but you guess.
I want to say I'm guessing the team,
Mhm.
the Bears.
So
And
he
what
said-
was it? 52-0.
I say it was.
He's-
honestly,
I
he
say
said 52-3.
52-3.
Dude, I remember that game Cam got hurt against the Steelers. We lost so bad.
I can tell you
I
it wasn't
don't-
that game.
Yeah, it
just-
wasn't that
just
game.
so you know.
I don't remember if it was.
It probably felt like it,
Dude,
but
it really felt like we got destroyed.
because you did.
We did.
It was on
Bryson?
Thursday
It
night.
just wasn't the first one. It just wasn't the
I forgot.
first one.
I'm not. I promise. I swear.
Cheaters never prosper.
Yeah, if he gets it exactly
I know.
right, we'll know he was cheating.
No, I don't know.
Throw a score out there.
Throw us a guess.
Let's just go with
Not a lot of games in Panthers history.
50-6.
He was also close. Actually, you might have been closer. So the score was 52-9.
Okay.
And technically, he's right. Of our teams, the point margin differential is the lowest for the Panthers on the blowout.
Wow.
Yeah.
52-9.
Less years.
The year was 2000, and it was the Raiders. What did the Raiders do in 2000? Anybody know?
Well, that was the year of the Tuck rule, was it not?
Yeah, they went to the AFC
Playoffs.
Championship. So pretty good team. All right, so
Was it the
40
AFC Championship?
yeah, when we beat them in the Tuck rule,
Was it the Tuck rule?
Yep.
Was that
No,
championship or was it divisional?
it was divisional because we played you in the
Yeah.
AFC Championship, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was Cardell Stewart. Yeah.
Yep. All right, Bryson, your turn.
Jesus, man.
Worst loss in franchise history. And
There's so many.
Yeah.
There's so
And
many.
if it makes you feel better, I will give you a little hint. The largest point margin differential of our teams comes from your
There's no
team.
doubt. I was about to say this has to be the worst out of the group.
It does.
And well, considering that the team's been around for so long, I imagine that this is probably a pretty old stat too, right?
You would be semi-accurate there.
So yeah, probably back in the day. I don't know. I'm going to say
Brian might have been alive for this. I don't know.
Oh well,
Oh,
okay.
wow, okay.
Oh,
I could never I could never tell you the team, or I mean I can just guess at this point. I want to say 63. Give me 63-6. I don't know who in the world who that would have been.
Well, you can guess. You can probably mark out some teams that did not exist.
Well, true. I give it to a division team. I mean, I don't know who would have been good back then. Give it
Just say
to
the Cowboys.
yeah, we'll say
Just say the
Dallas.
Cowboys.
Let's say Dallas.
I give Bryce a lot of credit. He said 63-6. It was 62-3.
Are you serious?
Yeah. The year was 1954.
Wow.
And two teams that wanted to throttle or there was one team that throttled a couple of our teams here that make an appearance on this list twice.
Oh Lord.
The Browns did it to you too.
Jim
And-
Brown, baby.
And
Browns.
in the year
Mm.
1954.
54.
Jim Brown.
So yeah,
Jim Brown was like
62-3 was that
That's
score.
crazy.
goodness.
And
Knew
just
it had to be bad.
just-
I've been alive for a lot of tough losses, but that's
And-
pretty bad.
just for good measure, in 1961, y'all lost 53-0 to the Giants.
Oh,
And in
dude.
2007, I remember where I was when I was watching this game.
it was
The
not.
Patriots beat you 51-7.
Mm.
the Jim Brown wasn't even there until 1957. So
You weren't alive in 54.
No.
I knew that. I was just messing with you.
Uh-huh. All right. so
Hardy,
boys,
har, har.
Let's
Lloyd
move
was.
on to some Major League Baseball. The Nationals finally fired Dave Martinez this week as they were really struggling. Who's the next manager to go? Give me your candidates. I got 4 of them.
I couldn't tell you who they are, but I can tell you the teams. Who the hell manages the Colorado Rockies?
They already fired him.
Oh,
It was
there you
Bud
go.
Black, he
Oh.
already got fired,
he
right?
got fired after the first week.
Yeah. So he don't count.
Okay.
Let's see if the Braves suck. Would
Ryan
that guy be on there?
Snicker, he's on my list.
All
However,
right.
he's in the last year of his contract, and there's rumor he's going to retire. So I doubt that they would
Yeah, that's
fire
fair.
him. However, if
Oh,
he
I'd
loses
fire
the
him.
clubhouse, if he loses the clubhouse, then probably he's going to go. I'll throw one out there. Aaron Boone.
You know, I say that every year. And
Yankees are currently 14-9 since June 1st. They're tied for second with the Rays. They got to get back to the World Series. They haven't been there since 2009. And here's the other bad thing for him. He needs to prove that Juan Soto didn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
So he's a potential candidate. The Yankees flounder a little bit here after the All-Star break. He could be gone.
I had to look up his name. John Schneider with the Blue Jays.
They're in first
What?
place.
Yeah, no, Harry.
He.
What?
They're in first
Harry.
place,
he-
Harry.
but listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. They will not last there.
All right, I'll give you another one.
They just had a 9-game streak.
I
or
know.
winning
But,
streak.
but right now,
He's going to get fired this year. Mark my
but,
words.
But right now,
You know who's going to get fired this year, Harry?
Alex Cora.
Alex Cora. Yeah, he is.
Why?
Alex Cora won't get fired this
Why?
year. He won't.
Why?
He won't.
Give me a legitimate reason why.
He won't. Because why do you bring over a guy like Alex Bregman with a guy that's familiar with Cora and then fire him a year later?
Because they haven't had a winning season since
You're gonna- Harry,
2021.
you're gonna have a pissed off
I'm gonna hit you with a hard reality
You're gonna
that
have
you just continue to seem to be forgetting.
You're gonna have a pissed off.
Here we go. Ready? Betts, Bogarts, Devers.
Has less to do with Alex Cora.
Hang on. Those are 3 of the best players in recent Red Sox history. No, 3 of the best players in recent Red Sox history. How many of them still play for the Red Sox?
0.
Do you know what that means? Your front office is stupid. So even if it doesn't matter about what Alex Cora has done, they'll make that move. It doesn't matter to them. Alex Bregman is one player that's not going to save Alex Cora's job.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's gonna save the
Unless
job,
they start cheating.
We'll start.
But listen, the Red Sox right now are dysfunctional, right?
Yep, but
So I'm with Mark. The front office is dysfunctional. They're not in a playoff spot, so somebody's got to pay.
Someone's head's got to roll.
It's going to be the manager.
So let me ask you this:
If you're below the Rays, who have a payroll of probably half of what the Red Sox is at this point, and you find yourself a couple games back of them, 4th place in the division,
yeah, you're only 6.5 out of the division.
4th place in the division. That's what they'll look at. Not how many games back you were. Where were you in the division? Just saying, man.
If you're even in contention at this point in the season, which they are,
Like the Blue Jays are?
yeah, but I'm just saying they're going to tank. They are going to tank. They are going to do the most Canadian thing ever, and that's just lay an egg, a goose egg.
No, the other bird's doing that right now in your division.
Yeah,
So
no kidding.
Don't-
He's
don't worry about
probably
that.
going to get tossed.
They already fired him too.
When?
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
Brandon Hyde. He's gone. He's gone.
Oh, those are my guys I thought would be on the hot seat. So here we go.
Anybody else got any other names?
Are the
Is Mark Kotze still there?
Yes, he is. He's on my list.
He's
too.
probably going to be toast. Too,
Unfortunate for him. Do you know in 3.5 years of managing, he's lost 361 games. And they're actually thought they would be better this year, and they're not. I think they're on track to lose over 100 games.
I have a
again.
question. What is Gabe Kapler doing these days?
Sitting on a couch like he should be.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying he doesn't have a managing job anywhere, right?
I
I'll
don't
look
follow
up.
it close enough. He was with the Phillies, but then he went to the Giants.
Yeah, he was
He
a
sucked with the
manager there.
Giants.
And he was let go from the Giants, right?
So
Sucked with the Giants.
and he was awful there. I think he could probably do
He is.
better than some of these guys. And that's
Oh
saying
my
something.
God.
What?
This makes way too much sense. He's the assistant general manager for the Marlins now. Ladies and gentlemen,
You're Miami.
you thought Miami was hot. Now wait till you see this dumpster fire get worse.
Are the A's moving to Las Vegas next year?
2 years.
2
2
years.
years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Otherwise, I would say
2
their
years
manager.
minimum.
Best thing they could do is
Okay.
hire Siegfried and Royd.
Because I would say the A's.
Abracadabra.
You know, just to like start off fresh.
That's Mark Kotze. That's who he's talking. That's who Harry was talking about. Yep. All right. How about some power rankings? I'll throw out a couple. Appears to me I did MLB, USA, and
hold on.
Fox.
I'm sorry. Real
Go
quick.
ahead.
Is Ron Washington still in Texas?
Ron Washington's having medical issues and will not be back the rest of
And
the
he
season.
was not the manager for Texas. He's the Angels manager.
I'm sorry.
And
Who's
he's
the manager
out
in Texas?
on medical
I'm
leave.
drawing a blank.
Is it still Bruce Bochy? Right.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it is. He could potentially be on the hot
Did-
seat because
did-
they're.
Did anyone say Torey Lavello? Did you say Torey Lavello?
No.
We should have said Torey Lavello.
That's a good choice. Yeah.
Losing record.
Yep.
Again, 4th in the division. Like that's a number that matters to a lot of people. And the Diamondbacks went to the World Series 2 years ago
Yeah.
with roughly the same roster as they had 2 years ago. And
The
now
whole-
they have fallen back.
Well, the thing this year they've lost though too is they had Corbin Burns and he's out. I believe he's out for Tommy John surgery.
That's a guy one
Right.
every 5 days.
right. Yeah, but it still matters.
I understand, but one every 5 days.
Lavello's a good choice.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. It's all about winning, right?
End
I
of the
mean,
day.
and making the playoffs. I mean, that's the Alex Cora thing. I mean, Harry doesn't want to admit it, but that is
Well,
the
no,
We
Alex
just, we
Cora
just
thing.
talked. We just talked
Make
about the
the
Marlins
playoffs
being a
and win.
dumpster fire,
I
and they
just-
just swept Arizona. So
I just don't see them firing Cora unless they get to like. It's going to be worse than what it currently
if they
is.
finish with a losing record,
Oh yeah, they'll fire him. I agree.
even
with
if it's one game under 500,
I agree with that.
All right.
because that's
Yeah.
also the
Because the Red Sox-
expectation.
Well, the
for
Red
Cora.
Sox, I think, at this point they're playing the game right now where it's okay. We're giving you just enough rope to hang yourself. Let's see what you're going to do with that rope. If you don't do anything with that rope, it's that year because he's been there long enough at this point.
But it also feels like he's a dead man walking because you traded. You said, "Here, I'm giving you enough rope to hang yourself." By the way, don't worry, Raphael's just taking a trip for a little bit.
Well, and it feels like
West Coast.
it feels like they are decoring the team at this point a little bit. So,
And so
and
maybe, and you think about it with all that going on, maybe it's time for a change.
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So if they don't
Different voice,
do anything, then yeah, I agree.
different voice, different leadership. Yeah. All right. How about
Someone who cheats better.
Yeah.
He's in Detroit.
Doing very well.
Speaking of that, let's go over the power rankings. MLB, USA, and Fox. Guess what? The team you're talking about is first in 2 out of 3 of them, and second in the other one.
Did you like that segue?
Yeah,
Good
that was
segue,
perfect.
Leonard. Yeah,
That was
Yeah, but
perfect.
that's what happens when we read the outline.
The only reason they're number one is because kind of like voting in Fulton County or Los Angeles County, it outweighs the rest of the votes because it's a major metropolitan area like Detroit. So Wayne County gets more votes. That's the only reason they're number one.
The other one,
deserving.
Fox has Houston as number one. They are red hot right now.
That's fair.
They're
They sure
actually
are.
24-8 in their last 32 games and 30-11 in their last 41.
Remember what you told me at the at 4th of July about how the Stros beat you and only scored 5 runs?
Mhm.
Did you see what they did to the Dodgers
They
in one game?
destroyed the Dodgers. They just beat them 3 games in a row and destroyed
And in
them.
one of them, they beat them 18-1.
Yeah.
Those are the runs that you missed.
Oh, and again, they swept the Phillies. Like either last week or the week before? They scored 5 runs the entire series.
And the Phillies only had
One.
one, right? Yeah.
Correct. So
So the Stros can do it in all facets.
yes,
They
Yeah.
can outscore you or they can outpitch you.
yes, they can.
So we have Detroit. The top 5 basically is Detroit, Los Angeles, Dodgers, Houston, Chicago, and Philadelphia in a different.
And
Different order.
I would have no argument with any of those 5.
And basically Detroit and Houston are first and second.
Who's right on the fringe, like 6, 7?
I didn't go past 5 because I think there's a big separation there.
What would
I saw the Blue Jays at 7. They jumped up.
sounds about
big.
right.
So would you say the Cubs were in there in the top 5 or no?
Yeah, he said the
Yeah,
Cubs,
they
the
are.
Stros,
Yes.
the
The
So
Dodgers.
okay, like
Dodgers, Phillies.
MLB is Tigers, Dodgers, Astros, Cubs, Phillies.
I mean, I'd sit there and tell you that. I mean, the Brewers would be a team I'd start looking at a little bit.
They've
Like
been
even
creeping
they're
up,
fringe a little bit. The
Yeah.
Mets are always going to hang around because they've just got the sheer talent to get there. So, just need to find out if the Mets are going to start mitting some. Yeah, no, I think the top 5 is pretty. It's pretty. I mean, it is what it is right now, and I don't think
And
there's much argument.
And I think if you go and you look at the top 10 is heavily National League dominated.
Yeah. Well, but if you look at to the top 5, right? You look at the top 5. Harry just said the Astros can beat you in all sorts of different facets. Really, those top 5 teams can all do that.
Mhm.
Whether it's pitching, hitting, if they're hot, like there's a lot to like about every single one of the teams in the top 5 at this point in the season.
Heck, I think over the weekend the Cubs hit 8 home runs in one game
Yeah, that's the
Right.
Cardinals.
against against the Cardinals on
That's the
July the
Cardinals.
4th, right? So yeah,
Nuts.
you're exactly right, and your Phillies are winning with pitching.
Hmm.
They have Zach Wheeler, I
Oh,
believe, has the best
starting rotation in the
best
game.
ERA in the league right now.
Yep.
And then you got Ranger Suarez.
Second best.
He's not qualified, but his ERA is like 1.99. And then you got somebody
Christopher
else.
Sanchez.
Yeah. Yep.
So I mean, you got again, sound bias, sure, but they have the best starting rotation in baseball, hands down. And that's without Aaron Nola right now, because he's on the mend.
Mhm.
So I mean, you're talking about 3 guys who are absolute studs. Every time Zach Wheeler goes out there, you can lock it in, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can damn near lock it in that the Phillies are going to win that baseball game.
And then you got the Tigers, got 3 starters in the All-Star game. A lot of good young players, and you think about this. We talked about the manager they hired like 2 years ago, right? AJ Hinch, and how we really like that hire because when he was with Houston, he developed a lot of young players and they became very, very good.
Same blueprint.
He had to sit out a year, if I remember right,
Mhm.
right? And he came back, took the job in Detroit. Same blueprint, and he's proven again, and he knows what he's doing.
Mhm. Got them rallying. But he's got Javi Baez playing good baseball. That says enough.
Which is crazy,
That
right?
says
Because think about it.
enough.
When Baez was with the Cubs, he was very good, right? Signed a big contract with the Tigers, kind of fell apart a little bit. And then Hinch shows up, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, he's back to the Cubs player.
Yep.
So,
Got to know how to tap into that potential.
all right. All-Star game's coming up next week. So far, 5 players for the Home Run Derby have been announced. Who are you excited? One thing is no Pete Alonso in the Home Run Derby this year. Said he was going to be out. I give you the 5 players. Tell me if any of them excite you. We got Cal Raleigh, who's the home run leader right now.
Catcher for the Mariners.
Catcher for the Mariners.
You're
You
set
got
up
Ronald.
to fail in this, but go ahead.
Do what?
Set up to fail in this, but go ahead.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
Hate it.
Braves outfielder.
Hate it.
Debris will be at the Braves Park. Byron Buxton from the Twins. Okay, guy. James Woods from the Nationals.
Is he an okay guy?
Huh?
Is he an okay guy?
Buxton, he's pretty good. I mean, I think he's got 22 homers right now.
Don't even know where I don't even know what you're getting at there.
So
Usually I can pick it up.
He
but
said he's like an okay guy.
he's an okay guy.
Well, I mean
I've
that.
never met him, so I wouldn't.
I
know.
mean, like,
He's an okay
player.
player.
All right, and then you got James Woods from the Nationals. This
Lot
is
of
his first year in MLB.
I thought we were talking about Hades for a second.
A lot of
No,
potential.
No, not that James Woods.
And then you got the other one announced so far is O'Neill Cruz.
Hey,
Cruz.
cruise missiles,
Now,
baby.
this is the guy I want to see.
I was like, Cruz is
Cruise
probably.
missiles.
Check this out.
You just said he's the one.
Yeah. All right, check this out. His average exit velocity is the highest this year at 96.1. This is average.
That's crazy.
The second highest average is 95.2 by Aaron Judge.
Holy smokes.
Okay.
He's like 6'8" and 1,000,000 pounds. So I mean,
His
giraffe at the
highest
plate.
he
Solid
has he has the highest exit velocity hit this year. 122.9. But get this.
dude.
the
Hang on. 122.
0.9.
So basically 123.
Yes.
Do you know what?
You understand, like almost tearing the seams off the baseball. It's very literal at that point.
Do you know what speed airplanes take off at? Like passenger jets?
Go ahead.
140 miles an hour. Just so everyone knows.
For the young listeners, you usually get an achievement or a trophy on Xbox or PlayStation when you're playing MLB The Show when you hit a ball 115 miles an hour. So he's clocking out 8 miles an hour above that. So
So listen. So the second highest average exit velocity this year is by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. At 120.4. 2.5 miles slower
That's still crazy.
than the hardest hit ball by O'Neill Cruz.
I just want to see him hit some nukes, some cruise missiles.
Oh yeah.
He's not winning because he's going to overswing like crazy and get way too tired early on. No chance. But
I want to. Yeah.
I want to see him.
Yeah.
Hey, did Prince
Oh, yeah.
Fielder ever win a home run derby?
Yes.
I think so.
Wait,
think
which
so.
one?
Junior.
I think he did.
I think he did too.
You know what I'm
That
scared?
dude had some
Hey,
velo too.
but you know what I'm scared for, Mark? Every time I watch this, I think one of these kids in the outfield shagging the ball is going to get drilled.
No, I wanna
This
see
would be
twice.
the year,
Twice.
Prince Fielder Jr. did.
Hey.
That's what I thought.
Mark. This would be the year when there's a line drive hit by O'Neill Cruz and
God.
somebody gets it.
Do you think they just like put up like, hey, we're putting up nets for this one? Don't just y'all stand back. Don't
Yeah,
worry
get
about
behind the net.
it. You can shag every other
So,
every other player.
We'll see who the other couple players are,
I'll
but
see, I'll see.
out of those 5, I'm with Mark. I want to see O'Neill Cruz.
There's
I
still
wanna
going to be
see
3
him.
more, right? I think it's 8.
There should be 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've announced 5.
Honestly, the most exciting part is not seeing Pete Alonso's punchable face on TV for the entire evening.
The
So-
schnoz of New York.
And
So
he dances
terrible.
around while he's
No, he's so stupid.
Hey, Harry, what are you talking about? Or Mark, Cal Raleigh set up for failure. Was that you?
I think we see this all the time. Guy leading the league in home runs comes in the home run derby.
High expectations.
He's on the pursuit. He's right there on Salvador Perez's heels for the most home runs in a season by a pure catcher. And right there, he's on pace to break Aaron Judge's record from a couple years ago in the American League. And
Right.
then the home run derby happens, and oh God, he can't find his bat when the games count. So I hope that doesn't happen, but like we see it all the time. You go to the home run derby, and it's always a dude. You're like, absolutely, he hits the most home runs, he has the most power, he has the best swing, the smoothest swing. You talk yourself into it, you feel good about it, and then they hit like 5, and you're like,
Yeah.
what happened out there, man?
Yeah. They tried too hard.
Yeah, I mean, well, that and I just,
It's a different stage.
Yeah.
It's like the dunk contest. Like you got game dunkers and you got contest dunkers.
well, not only that, and my thing is too. If I'm him, I'm thinking more long term than anything here. How many times have we seen? And it's not all the time, but I can think of a few times where you get these guys who are just raking all year. They go to the home run derby, they kind of lay an egg, and then it's almost like they got out of their rhythm in like regular season,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
just meh.
Well,
And-
I think too. One thing is it is different. They say it's like batting practice, but it's not because during batting practice.
Way
on a
faster than batting.
Way.
Well,
practice.
here's the other thing, though. On a regular, number one, it's way faster, right? But on a regular game batting practice, there's nobody in the stadium or very few people.
Oh, there's pressure now.
Now you got 50,000 people watching.
Yep.
You basically take batting practice, and they expect that you're hitting everyone out of the park.
Do you know, honest to God, what I would do? Or there's no way it would ever happen because egos are so big. I would, if I'm a hitter, I would contact the pitcher I see the best, like as far as like in-game pitches, and be like, "Hey, man, can you do me a favor?
Hey, Greg Maddox, come throw for me.
I just need you to come out here and I don't need you to throw full force, but like I need to see you throw it, and then we can start have this conversation about where we're going." Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, because you see that idea.
I don't see as a major leaguer, I don't see my dad out there throwing heaters and gas and yeah.
Could you see that? Like, okay, we have Pete Alonso hitting and Max Scherzer pitching.
Somebody should just get Bobby Bonilla to come out there and throw some beach balls out there.
Not until this event takes place in Citi Field.
Anyway.
Then and only then.
Yeah.
All right.
Does
So,
Bobby Bonilla make his way onto that field?
so we're going to take a quick commercial break,
The
and
Mets
we'll
are still
come back
paying
and
him at
we'll
that
talk
point.
some NBA basketball.
Who could?
Finally, common sense in banking. What's good for the customer is good for the community. And what's good for the community is good for the bank. It's that simple. We don't know why big banks don't get it. Plenty of local people do, though. As Blue Harbor Bank has grown so much with accounts, customers, and deposits, we're nipping right at the heels of those financial giants. Join us today. BlueHarborBank.com.
Hey, this is Jason Drum from Drum Landscape Supply. At our nursery right now, we've got the largest selection we've ever had of broadleaf plants, evergreens, flowering shrubs, perennials, flowers, and hanging baskets. But part of what we offer at Drum Landscape Supply is the expertise to make you a successful gardener. Even if you've got a brown thumb, we'll help you find the right plant so that you can be confident in your gardening and get out and enjoy nature just a little bit. Come on down and see us at Drum Landscape Supply. We're located in the same spot as we have been for the past 14 plus years on 2410 Northside Drive in Statesville, aka the Frontage Road. Come on down and see us. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays in the spring from 8 a.m. until 2. DrumLandscapeSupply.com or give us a call at 704-253-7010.
Hey, it's Jason from A&A Sales and Service. Summer's here, so you got some deals for us?
Well, it's everybody's trying to get out in their yards, and Mass Ferguson and Gravely have stepped up and still have 0% on everything. We've got huge discounts on mowers right now. You're out there in that yard already.
All right, A&A Sales and Service, where are you?
We're up on Highway 21, 618 Turnersburg Highway, just past Walmart. We're also on the interwebs and Facebooks. Please reach out at 704-876-6700.
Hey, are you looking to turn your gold and silver into cash? Well, come on over to Carolina Prospectors, Iredell County's top buyer for gold and silver coins, bullion, and jewelry. They pay top dollar and treat every customer with honesty and respect. They also have a huge selection of coins, paper currency, rocks and minerals, plus everything you need for rock counting and treasure hunting, including tools and supplies for beginners and pros alike. And yes, they've got ammo too. Come on and visit 414 Turnersburg Highway in Statesville. That's Carolina Prospectors, where history, adventure, and great deals come together.
Dove Mobility and Home Healthcare Equipment and Supply is now open for business in Troutman. Come check out their large selection of lift chairs, scooters, portable oxygen concentrators, canes, rollators, compression garments, bathroom and bedroom safety equipment, incontinence, ostomy, and hundreds of other products dedicated to you or your loved one's home health care needs. Now stocking Streetwise personal protection products. Home delivery and rentals are available. Call us toll-free at 844-919-DOVE or visit us at 155 South Eastway Drive in Troutman. Home is where you want to be. Dove wants to help you stay there.
It's this weekend. Don't miss the ultimate adventure at the Carolina Home and Outdoor Expo. Join us Saturday and Sunday at the Iredell County Fairgrounds for an epic weekend presented by Blue Compass RV. Whether you're planning a home makeover or gearing up for outdoor fun, we've got it all. RVs, campers, trucks, boats, UTVs, and so much more. Sponsored by Randy Marion Statesville, Leaf Filter Gutter Protection, and Best Buy Metals. Don't miss out. Grab your tickets at ncoutdoorexpo.com or snag them at the gate. We'll see you there.
Hello, this is Doc Dr. Jesse Stroud, pastor of Fern Hill Baptist Church, located at 872 Fern Hill Road, Mooresville, North Carolina, inviting you to listen to our broadcast on Sundays at 12:30 on WAME. I would also like to invite you, if you don't have a church home, to come visit with us at any of our services. Sunday school, Sunday morning at 10 a.m., morning worship at 11, Sunday evening at 6 p.m., and a midweek Bible study Wednesday at 7. I would also like to invite you to join our Facebook page, where we currently live stream our morning preaching service. May the Lord bless you and have a great day.
92.9 WAME is getting ready for back to school, and we need your help to make a difference. We're giving away 300 backpacks filled with school supplies to local kids who need a strong start this school year. Join us on Wednesday, August 7th from 3 to 6 p.m. at Yokefellow Ministries in Statesville. Whether you're a business, church, civic group, or just someone who cares, you can help. Call us today at 704-872-0550 and be part of something truly special. Let's lift up our kids and our community together. Got critters? They've got feed at Lowry's in beautiful downtown Harmony. They carry Purina feeds for horses, cows, goats, pigs, rabbits, cats, dogs, and yep, if it moves, neighs, oinks, or meows, they've got you covered. And guess what? Their prices beat Tractor Supply on feed, so your wallet stays as full as your feed buckets. Plus, they've got fescue, alfalfa, orchard hay, and chicken feed to keep your barnyard happy. Swing by Lowry's in downtown Harmony and let's feed your whole farm, fur, feathers, and all. PT Marvels is a unique event venue hosting birthday parties, ghillie ball, magic shows, family game nights, private events, and more. PT Marvels is moving to the perfect venue to host all of your fun-filled gatherings. The new address is 316 Sharon School Road, right here in Statesville. Join them soon at the new location and see why we love the Murder by Magic Mystery Dinner Night. The calendar is open, and you can make your reservations now by visiting ptmarvels.com. Stay connected with PT Marvels by visiting them on Facebook.
Real Country is 550 AM WAME, 92.9 W225BD, Statesville.
Yes. Went into the commercial break listening to Billy Buck Blevins and came out of the commercial break also hearing Billy Buck
He's a legend.
Blevins.
Yeah.
Well, more importantly, he's the owner of the station.
That's
so,
right.
Legend or not, he owns everything here. So
He's a legend in his own mind.
That is very true, and we appreciate Billy for that.
We
Welcome back to the Sports Recap Show here on 92.9 WAME, live from the mothership here on Signal Hill. Mark the Rookie Covert, Brian the Professor Suarez, Harry the Main Nostrant, Bryson the Commander Davis, and
Big Steve.
you. That should be your cue every time. You got to know. That's
I'm sorry. That was a little short.
He's a week.
You
He's
hit-
a week
you hit-
off.
you
Mark
hit
had
the
a fill-in
name.
for you last week.
Yeah, you hit
because weren't
the
here.
name, and then it's
Big Steve.
Actually, Billy even did a little something.
Yeah,
did.
Billy
Did
did
he
it good.
it was
Did
it
it
was
really?
pretty
He
good.
was good.
Big
Oh, yeah.
Steve.
It was a good replacement. Yes, welcome back to the
Hey.
show where we feature guys who, while we aren't very smart, we also aren't dumb enough to fight a retired NHL player during a round of golf. So
There's that.
if
That
you don't-
doesn't sound
And
smart.
also,
if you haven't seen that video yet, do yourself a favor and find Barstool. They'll share.
also, heat check real quick. And by heat check, I mean everyone put your fingers out. Everyone, right now.
89 degrees.
Everyone, put your hands out and your fingers
What
out.
are you spirit fingering?
Go
this
on,
thing?
put your fingers out. Everyone out. Nope, nobody lost your fingers on the 4th of July. We're good to go.
Oh, there you go. For a minute, that felt kind of weird.
It did,
To
didn't
be
it?
honest, 5 guys
Was
in a
it
circle
bonding?
and
5 guys?
Five guys.
I love Five
Burgers
Guys.
and
All right.
fries.
Who shot off fireworks on the 4th of July?
I and Doug, and that was probably a poor decision on Doug's part, but
Oh, Doug was toast.
we spent we spent about $1,000 on fireworks.
Doug was
Um,
toast.
It was a
brother.
good 30-second
Did anybody say, "Hey, here,
That was about 20 minutes.
Was
hold
it
my
really?
beer"?
That's good.
Doug didn't have a beer to hold; they were all gone.
Okay.
He consumed them all by well beyond that point.
So okay, I'll tell you right now. For those that don't know, my brother-in-law, that's Douglas Smith,
Fantastic, man.
proud owner of a Cut Above Stoneworks in Mooresville.
Love him to death.
Yeah. We have good family vacations and family times. And we always have a big 4th of July party. Mark actually was there.
Ah.
Brian didn't want to come, but that's okay. We won't hold that against him.
Well, who's we?
Huh? Oh, he might.
Mark's going to. That's all right.
But
I might not
so-
go to Mark's wedding if he can hold that against me.
I appreciate you saving us money, sir. Thank you very much.
So I have
Oh, there's my opportunity right there. Because that's what I'll tell Daniil. I'll be like, nah,
Wait a
I'm not
minute.
going to go.
Wait a
What do you
minute.
mean? Oh, I'm saving Mark money. Trust me.
Mark.
He'll be fine with it.
Mark, I'm gonna eat his meal then. So just okay.
We're already planned for that, Harry.
Anyway, so I've known Doug since I was about 8 years old, maybe even more than that. So I've known him for a while. I've learned a couple things about Doug when he is having a really good time, and by that I mean he's partaking in the adult beverages, and he is what we like to call feeling it.
Toasty.
When Doug comes up to me, and
Bloody.
does one of these. I love you, Harry.
Yeah.
That's how I know he's
Hit me with
really
that on my
gone.
way out too.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, oh boy.
Yeah,
All right.
when he tells me he loves me, that's how I know
There's some very loving expletives thrown in there as well. But
that's
you know,
true. Yeah, but no, we had a good time. It was
Well, good.
lots of pool, lots of food, lots of people getting, including his mother, getting just splashed and sprayed.
Marlene jumped from a ledge, and
And
I've
that-
never been more proud.
Whoa,
to be her
whoa, whoa,
son.
whoa. Jump from the ledge.
This is the second
Yeah.
time she did this because the other time she did was when she married Ken Covert.
And we're not talking about, we ain't talking about the ledge of the pool, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, no. The you've been to the house. You know
Yeah.
that little
yeah,
cove thing?
yeah,
She jumped off of that with
Yeah.
Mark.
Oh.
yeah.
There's video of it, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Oh yeah. It trust me, I have not begged like that for a long time to my own mother, but I have never been more proud to be her son.
Wow.
Only time I've ever begged like that to Marlene is for tarts.
Or the devil,
I was going to say, go Marlene.
or the crack bacon.
But yes, everyone survived. We all got to see Joey Chestnut do his thing.
Yeah. All right.
70 glizzies, brother.
Second place was
All
what,
right.
like 40? Wasn't that right?
Something like that. It
That's
was a
crazy.
wide.
We'll talk
We
about
talk
the
about
general
we
sports
talk about
topic.
margin of defeat. It's Joey Chestnut versus everybody.
Anyway,
All right.
on to the NBA. Pacers president shocked by departure
Right.
of Miles Turner.
Yeah. I mean, did you see this story? Like, they evidently were negotiating, and he thought they were signing him. And next thing you know, he sees on X. I was going to say Twitter, but it's on X.
No, you say
Same
Twitter. Everybody
thing.
still says
He
Twitter.
says he sees Shams, right?
Chomps.
Shams
Mhm.
announce Miles Turner signing with the Bucks, and he's shocked. He's like, "What? Wait a minute!" And they didn't even get a chance to do a sign and trade, and they could have got players,
Could have.
but they didn't.
How
But why? But why? How does that work? Why would I ever do that?
I don't know how that works, honestly.
What do you
why
mean?
we're-
Well, like Vegas Golden Knights and the Toronto Maple Leafs just pulled that
Well,
off.
no, we get it happens.
No,
but
no, no.
To what benefit?
But like, right? So like, if I'm the Bucks, and I just signed Miles Turner,
Well, okay, right.
you see what I'm saying? Like, I could
Yes,
just,
yes.
not
sign him.
or just not.
Yeah, right. And then they're like, we want to do a sign and trade. No.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I agree. Well, but what happens in this case, it is kind of weird because let's go back real quick to the Golden Knights and the Maple Leafs. It happened before free agency opened, so that's why they did that. Right. But in this case, it didn't. Right. In this case, it was after free agency opened up. Correct? Harry's shaking his head no.
I'm astonished that somehow hockey made its way onto the outline.
Well, because we're talking about this
No, I
sign
know.
and trade, but I'm saying.
He made a comment earlier in the
free
show.
agency,
Hey.
free agency is taking place around the same time.
But what
free
I'm saying,
agency.
Mark, so if you do it before free agency, which is what happened, then that makes sense, right? But in this case, it would have not have made sense because it was after free agency was already
I don't
open.
think it makes sense
Like-
before free
like you're
agency
saying.
because he's still a free agent.
No, because you sign him to a long-term contract and then you trade him with that contract to the other team.
If he agrees.
Right. If he agrees.
If he agrees.
Right.
Like, it's weird.
It's a setup.
It doesn't make sense.
Like,
It's no different than like teams are like, hey, we're gonna trade this player, but if we can't, we're gonna release him. And then teams are like, well,
why would we
if he's
trade
gonna
for him?
be released, why would I trade for him? Unless I can get him
Right.
for peanuts, why would I trade this player for this player?
You
Why?
can still guarantee if you can trade for him. Like once he hits the free agent market. then-
Sure, but like
Yeah. No,
You know?
I agree. I think it's weird.
it is
Hey,
weird.
But anyway, back
anyways, yeah,
to the Miles Turner thing though. How many times do we say this the other way around?
Business.
It's a
man.
business.
Right.
Business.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the crazy thing is how the Bucks clear enough cap space to sign him. They did this waive and stretch provision with Damian Lillard.
Also very weird. Very
right?
weird.
Yeah, like you waive him and then you get to stretch the contract out
It smells-
further
it-
than it really is,
It
right?
smells like Shohei Ohtani.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
$2 million a year, right? Is that all it is? I think for Shohei. during his 10
How
years.
much?
Yeah, I think that's
Two,
right.
$2 million
Yes,
a year.
I thought it was
believe
$2
that's
million.
correct.
It's $20 million. It's a $700 million contract. I hope it hurts the Dodgers so much.
When the Doyers declare bankruptcy in 15 years, it will.
Magic ain't gonna help them there.
Magic's
Magic's gonna that Tabby's
But I'm
like,
saying the
"Whoa,
Bucks.
no."
Basically, that's how the Bucks cleared space, right? They
Got rid of Damian Lillard.
by
Yep.
stretching his There's some
Uh-huh.
provision where you can waive the player and then stretch the rest of the payments out over a longer term to lower the salary cap hit. It's all a bunch of lawyers. figuring all this out.
NBA contracts are so confusing though. The NFL is just like, hey, next quarterback's on the market. He's gonna set the bar. And then guess what? The guy after him, you're looking over at it, it's like probably Jared Goff. You're like, yeah, he's gonna set the bar too. That's how it works in the NFL. Next guy up gets the most money. The NBA, they're like, well, we could sign a trade with a max, super duper max contract for a rookie deal and do the. It's like, what? And we're going to stretch this one out so we don't have to. You're going to what?
Your legal department has probably 10 people who just study the cap and the contracts.
You
right?
if you take that 10 and then you add a 0 behind it, that's probably the amount of people.
More
in their
likely
legal
100.
department. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
All right. Will this be the Pacers' downfall? Because Turner left and Halliburton's out for the whole year.
Officially.
Yeah, officially out
For the whole year.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Look, Pascal Siakam is a great player, and don't get it twisted. It's still a roster that went to the NBA Finals this past season. It's great. You're without the guy that made the most clutch shots down the stretch, I think, of anyone we've seen in the last 25 years in a single NBA postseason. He's now not playing for the year. You lost your enforcer, your floor stretcher, and your I said enforcer already, so we can double down on that. Enforcer in the middle of the paint with Miles Turner. Again, Pascal Siakam's really good player, good roster. The Pacers will not be the same next year.
Yeah, just say not as good as it is, or not as good as it was.
No. So I don't think there's any doubt. You can't. There's not a player on that roster you sit there and say he can fill the shoes, or even a couple of guys like they can fill the shoes of Miles Turner, and these guys can fill the shoes of Tyrese Halliburton. That's just not realistic.
Right.
In the NBA, that is not realistic.
Yeah. Steve?
Yeah, I think it will be the downfall. I don't think they're going to be bottom of the pack. I think they're still going to be midway in there. I saw those guys were fighting for that championship.
Sure.
I was watching it.
Yeah.
They were getting it done, right? And they did a whole lot better than what I expected them to do with Halliburton going down, right? So
the
and
one
playing against the best team in the league.
Right. And the one thing that's interesting now, it was kind of like, well, okay, Boston doesn't have Jason Tatum. And there's a lot of different pieces that are going to be in Boston next season. Jaden Brown's going to be your best player on the floor. Good best player to have,
Sure.
but that's your best player on the floor. It's not Jason Tatum. We talked about the Bucks, how they didn't have Damian Lillard. Well, now they really don't have Damian Lillard, but now they have Miles Turner.
Right.
So that kind of changes the game for how they end up going through their schemes and whatnot as a team. The East is a little more wide open next year. We talked about this, and I've like halfway joked about it with the Magic, since they've made their moves and they're healthy. They're healthy. So
That's better than like
half
the teams in the East.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's a good start. So by virtue of there being stars out in the Eastern Conference, the Pacers probably still have an outside chance of making some noise. Now, right now, you've got the Magic, you got the Knicks, and you've got the Cavs, who are probably the three favorites in the Eastern Conference, and the Bucks.
Yeah.
At this point, I think those are your top four teams really in the Eastern Conference that you would think are candidates to make it out. You can get there. It's going to take one heck of an effort from the Pacers all season long to position themselves in the postseason like that.
All right. So LeBron James re-signed. I don't know. He didn't pick up a player option, right? He re-signed with the Lakers for $52.6 million for next season.
Well, he picked up. No, was it his option?
I don't think it was.
No.
Did he resign?
Yeah.
But he's not resigning after that. He's done.
not.
It's a
This is
one-year contract.
This is it.
Well, that
with a
with the
no trade
Lakers.
clause. Has a no trade clause.
Yes.
However, his agent has made it known that he wants to win, as in, I want to win the championship again. Could somebody trade for him, and will they trade for him?
Well,
No.
it hasn't really showed any interest yet.
Do you think the Rockets are thinking about it? Houston Rockets. Hey, LeBron James.
They've
and
definitely
Kevin
thought
Durant.
about it. I think they've thought about
Hey,
it.
man, KD and LBJ on the same roster. That's the greatest
And Clint Capella.
1-2 punch of all time right there. 10 years ago.
But can they afford it?
Part of me wonders if
Sure they can.
because
The NBA.
think of how long this was floated for a while. How many times? I know this was like 2 years ago. We heard about LeBron and maybe the Warriors.
Yeah, that's true.
Steph, LeBron.
Window very much closing on both of them.
Yep. Could they make one last push for more?
But the problem is most of these teams can't clear enough cap space to suck up and take his contract.
But you could,
they
stretch contracts.
They
and
have to
stuff.
get rid of a bunch of their star players just to get him on the
Luxury
squad.
tax.
Question.
Yep.
You said the Warriors getting rid of their star players?
He said that, yeah.
What? Right. Outside of Steph Curry, give me a star player on the Warriors.
Exactly.
But do the guys that they got to get rid of make enough to make up to the 52? I don't think you got to get to 52. I think you got to get to 44.
It's the NBA.
It's like Mark said, it's all these wacky contracts and clauses.
Stretch
and all this
They could
stuff.
get stretch them all. They could get rid of the fourth guy on the bench and clear that cap space.
Stretch them, baby.
You want to know? You want to know the teams? All right, listen. Let me give you the list of the teams that I saw him talking about on this. Right. None of which they say can afford to do this because they have to get rid of too many players. Then they wouldn't be contenders. Number one, Cleveland Cavaliers.
No.
Nope. That ship has also sailed.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of that one.
Number two, Dallas Mavericks.
No. It'd be so stupid. Okay, go ahead.
Number three, Golden State Warriors.
No.
That makes the most sense to me.
But I don't hate the Warriors because they're old anyways. They're like, hey, let's just double down on it. We'll be the West Coast retirement home. Who cares?
Who
cares? We got
Number
Steph.
four.
We got Jimmy Butler. We got Draymond Green. Come on, LeBron.
They're gonna have a new television show called The Golden Boys, not The Golden Girls.
Oh my God.
Number four.
Can you see it now?
He wouldn't even switch cities. He would just switch arenas.
Why were you surprised by it? That's the question.
I was not.
You looked around like, oh God, I didn't mean to.
Mark.
Sorry, Brian.
All right. The next up.
You said the Clippers?
He wouldn't switch cities. He would switch arenas.
No.
No, the Clippers are in the same arena.
No,
sir, they are not.
No.
Yeah, don't
They
say
built
that.
a
They're
new
not.
one.
No,
Clippers have their new arena.
they got the
Oh,
wall.
wait, that's right. That's
They got
right.
the wall
That's right.
now.
I
And then
forgot-
here's the
I
last
forgot
one.
about
You'll
the
like
new
this
arena.
one. You'll really like this one.
It's good for them, by the way. They should have.
It's an Eastern Conference team, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
He's probably gonna look across the table.
Miami.
No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
That's Orlando.
Nope.
I think
Atlanta.
New York Knicks.
That was my first thought, but there's no way.
No.
So really fast. Go through those teams again.
Cleveland,
Okay.
Dallas,
Big market.
Golden State,
Big market.
Los Angeles Clippers,
Big market.
New York Knicks.
Big market. It's the same thing, dude. You go to any of these websites, they're all just like, let's trade him to a big market team. Let's see how that goes. You know, really
Well,
love
it's
that.
probably what's going to happen with LeBron.
I say he doesn't get traded.
No.
Because I don't think any team
honest to
there's no
God,
point.
just
can
for,
actually afford him.
just for the sheer thrill of the thought of it, I
The
would
Charlotte
love.
Hornets.
No, God,
Oh.
ew. I would love to see him on the Warriors. I would adore seeing LeBron and Steph play together on a regular basis, and then maybe get in a fight with Draymond. Definitely getting in a fight with Jimmy Butler.
Definitely in the fight.
Now the
All
question is,
Well,
do they use their canes or their walkers at that point to fight?
Canes and Walkers.
Well, will
All right.
LeBron even be playing with Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green for the compensation, though?
Well,
have to
the
give
Lakers,
him-
might
are,
have to trade them
Lakers
to
are
get-
not
Yeah.
taking Draymond Green. I can tell you that right now. So he's
They
gonna
might
be
have
there.
to get rid of them. They'll just cut him and stretch his contract like they did to Lillard.
I want to see
Right.
it now.
All right. One more quick basketball one. This goes with the WNBA. You seen this? Angel Reese is blasting the referees saying they're not calling enough fouls.
Why
Oh,
is
didn't
she
we
still
talk about this
talking?
the other week?
Pray up, son.
Why is she still talking?
So
No.
listen, get this. She shoots 4.43 free throws per game. That's 13th among all players. That doesn't seem like that bad, does it?
No.
Right?
I don't know. I read a stat, or I read a little bit of news about Angel Reese, which I thought was really cool. She's starting a, I can't remember if it's like a foundation or like a school, but for people that want to be bricklayers when they grow up. Shut up!
Helping the homeless.
The sad thing is, I saw it coming a mile away. It was still kind of funny. Hey,
Drove a
you know,
Mack truck.
her field goal percentage is now up to 41%. So like, hey, we're doing
Dang.
great. Now here's the bad news.
How many shots has she taken?
Can I see that number?
I think she's averaging, we'll figure this out. She's averaging 12 points a game, like 13 points a game.
Is that good
she's
for
right?
the
shooting
So
NBA?
she's
at least like 20
41%.
shots a game. Let's just say 20 shots a game.
Well, let's see. If you made
Well, it's
Oh,
13
I can
points.
actually probably get
it'd
you
be less than that, because if she took 20 shots, 50% would be 10. That would be 20 points. She's averaging 12 points.
She takes.
six
Just
shots
taking
a
less
game.
shots
You're
than
not,
she did
you're not
last year.
including possible free throws. though.
She
She only shoots
makes
4 a game. That's what she's complaining
She
about.
makes 4.5 out of 10.9 shots per game.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
So she's shooting
About 11 shots a game.
0.409%. Now I will tell you,
That'll get you in the Hall of OK.
she is also averaging just under 1 3 per game and is just above 0 makes per game from 3. So it may behoove her.
Zero.
If I was a coach and she shot a 3, I would yank her off the court so fast.
No, so but here's honest to God, here's the bad thing, right? She's shooting 42% from 2-point. And you got to understand most of those, the vast majority of those
Are in the paint.
because most of them are putbacks.
Oh yeah.
Or because she's right there and she's still
Well,
not.
isn't she missing shots to pad her
If she
rebounding
just
stats
learned-
too?
She's running her own mic and drill.
If she just learned how to, I mean, and it's like just jump in any facet. Like if you watch highlights, just jump. If you jump, your reach is longer than almost anyone else in that league. Just jump.
Van Halen literally wrote a song about it.
Jump. The Wisconsin
All right,
Badgers football
so-
team dances to it before the fourth quarter of every single game at home. It's a different song, but that's still the point.
Jump around.
You get our point. I mean, yeah, she's complaining about the refereeing. Maybe she just play better, right?
Just play. Just
Yeah.
play. No,
I don't think she can.
Just play.
Yeah.
I wish, but I kind of wish that's what all of them would do, because there's all these storylines about the WNBA. Which one of them is positive?
None.
None
right?
of them.
Sophie Cunningham. Is she positive?
Sophie Cunningham blasting, Cleveland and Detroit. The Mona Lisa.
Blasting Detroit.
Blasting Detroit and Cleveland because they're going to be getting NBA teams again. Almost literally all of Angel Reese's
She
stuff.
also was blasting the referees for the way Caitlin Clark's getting treated.
Yeah, and
right?
it's like,
Sophie
just
Cunningham was
stop.
doing that.
So it's like, dude, and then there's anything wrong around Angel Reese. Geez, I already said stop, Angel. I already talked about you. Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. Like had more votes by herself than every other WNBA player combined for the All-Star game, and then by her peers is voted the 9th best guard in the league. Just stop, man.
All right. Who? Let's move on real quick to a couple general things. ESPN NFL running back rankings came out. Who are your top 4?
Saquon.
You can start.
Yep.
You can start at number 1.
I
Any
agree.
disputes?
Saquon.
Nope. No disputes.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you said no. I was like,
I
Yep,
said, like, no
yep.
disputes.
What?
Yep. Like he's number 1, or yep, you have a dispute.
Yes, he's number 1.
You're about to get mauled.
No,
bro.
he's number 1. Yes.
Yep.
after that,
Who was
boy,
number 2 for them?
I'm going to say Derrick Henry.
Derrick
the
Henry.
king.
That's correct.
Yep.
Yes.
After
He's number
Derrick
2.
Henry, I personally would want to say probably Christian McCaffrey, but I'm probably going to say
No.
I'm probably going to say Jameer Gibbs.
Number 3. That is correct.
It's an interesting one. Platooning with David Montgomery.
Yeah, but he's really good.
No, he's very good.
All right.
Number-
you're up to
Christian's biggest
number
problem
4.
is just health, man.
Number
It's the same
I
thing.
want the top 4.
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
No.
no.
Nope. He's number 6.
Or guessing the ESPN.
Well,
top
who would
4?
you? So you would have Josh Jacobs. So who's your top 4, Steve?
Yeah, it
Go
was
ahead.
Saquon, Henry, CMC, Josh Jacobs.
I mean, I think you have to have probably, like I said, CMC in there, but I don't know if he's in the top 4. He should be. He 100% should
Yeah.
be. They're probably going to put what's his name there from Atlanta.
Bijan
Bijan.
Robinson.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. He's number 4.
It's interesting
Not
because
yet.
because once you get past Saquon, Derrick Henry,
The level.
they're
drops off.
they're top 2.
The level
Don't
drop.
yeah, it drops down like,
oh, yeah.
and that's no disrespect, but it's like then you get to Jameer Gibbs, then you get to Josh Jacobs, then you get to maybe a Jonathan Taylor if he's healthy,
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson. So it's like, and then from there you drop down further, and you start getting to your hey, we like these guys because they bring value.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
the
guys
roster.
like Joe Mixon or what the guy from Buffalo.
Chuba Hubbard
Chuba Hubbard
is going to be on that list. James Conner, Buck Irving, Aaron Jones in Minnesota. Like,
All right.
no, I'd probably put Bijan up there. Bijan's been healthy.
Yeah. If Christian is healthy more often, then a different story.
Best ability.
Availability.
Is availability. Yep. All right. One more quick thing. Mark and I kind of texted about this last week.
Why was this like a weirdly large thing within the group text?
Last Tuesday
'Cause
night.
You guys are weird.
Do what?
It's a weirdly large thing for the we talk about a bunch of stuff in the group text, and it's just
I know, but I saw this,
this was
and I
something
just
that
thought
just
it
kind of
was
was a little bit bigger than I thought it was going
I
to
just
get.
thought it was kind of cool. It's
Sure.
like there's a lady named Red Panda. She's very famous for her halftime show in the NBA, college basketball, and in the WNBA. She got hurt last Tuesday night and unfortunately fell off her unicycle, broke her wrist.
Where she does the unicycle acts for those on
Right.
social media that have seen
Yeah,
her.
it's really cool. If you haven't seen her, go out and search on YouTube, put Red Panda Acrobat, and it's really cool.
Do we say like
Ac-
she juggles plates and bowls or like
Tosses them.
tosses? Like
Does an act with them.
just go see it. It's not hard to find her. I promise.
Yeah,
You're
it's
either
not
gonna
hard to find. Go see it.
You're either gonna find a very adorable animal or a woman. So just don't watch the animal.
Yeah, check out the woman, and hopefully she'll recover. Take her a couple months or two, she'll be out.
And
But I bet by the next NBA season she'll be back.
And Brian just revealed this to us. Apparently, she was sabotaged.
Possibly.
Oh, that's right. Yes, something was wrong with her unicycle.
Man,
The Communist Party of
transport.
China.
Yeah.
the SVU sound would have been great there.
So anyway,
Dun, dun.
hopefully she'll make a return, and next year in NBA she'll be back at halftime. It's a really cool show. Go out there on YouTube and find it. In the meantime, next week, tune in here at 7 o'clock for the sports recap. We'll all be here next week talking more NBA, MLB, and whatever else general sports we want to talk. See you next week at 7 p.m. here on WAME.
Deuces.
Peace.
Real Country is 550 AM WAME 92.9.